God is reminding some of you today that you are not the source. You are the vessel. He says the breath in your lungs is not self-generated. God is saying that many have begun to say in their hearts, I'm successful because I show up. They're saying I'm successful because of my discipline, my consistency, and my grind. And God is saying, yes, you showed up, but who gave you the breath to stand? Who formed your body? And who placed a desire in you to even want more? His word says in Genesis 2:7 that the Lord formed man from the dust of the ground. And it was not until he breathed into him that man became alive. God is saying you were clay until my breath entered you, and that truth has not changed. His word also says in Psalms 40 verse 2 that he is the one who brought you up out of the miry clay, set your feet upon a rock, and established your steps. He said you did not pull yourself up. I did that. Scripture says in 2 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 7 that you are earthen vessels, fragile clay jars, carrying a treasure, so that it would be clear that the excellence of power is from God and not from you. God says clay does not generate light. Clay does not produce power. Clay only carries what it is filled with. God says do not confuse the jar with the treasure. God says the reason you are able to get up, think clearly, move your body, stay disciplined, and remain consistent is because he was working in you. He said, his word says in Philippians 2:13 that it's God who works in you, giving you both the will and the ability to do what pleases him. He says you labored, yes, but not in your own strength. His word says in Colossians, he's giving me scripture, baby. His word says in Colossians 1:29 that you labor and strive according to his working, which works mightily within you. So whoever this word is for, God is reminding you how dependent you truly are on him. His word says again in Job 34:14 through 15 that if he were to gather his spirit, I love the scripture, if he was to gather his spirit and his breath back to himself, all flesh would perish together and man would return to dust. He says, that's how much your life, your strength, your motion depends on me, even now. He said, this is not to shame you, but this is to realign you. Because when you remove me as the source, you begin to worship the vessel. And vessels crack under pressure when they forget what sustains them. God is saying, remember where the light comes from. Remember who fuels your strength. Remember who gives you breath, desire, and power. You are clay, but I am the source. You are the vessel, but I am the glory. And I will not share my glory with another. The scriptures he gave me will be listed in the caption, but it's Genesis 2:7, Psalms 40 verse 2, 2 Corinthians 4:7, Philippians 2:13, Colossians 1:29, and Job 34:14 through 15. These scriptures were actually in the word that I gave as well. So you probably already kind of heard it. I pray that this word blesses someone. This is a warning word. So I pray that you definitely take it back to the Father.